Bonjour, bonsoir, and akwaba. Welcome to FrancoVybz, a podcast that celebrates the growing relationship between Ghana and the wider Francophone world through music, language, culture, and creativity. I'm your host, Rev Erskine, and whether you're listening from Accra, Abidjan, Dakar, Paris, or anywhere around the world, we're delighted to have you with us. Today, we're joined by two exceptional Ghanaian artists whose music has traveled beyond our borders and continues to shape conversations about African music on the global stage. Our first guest, Ria Boss, is a singer, songwriter, and performer celebrated for her soulful voice, Afrofusion sound, and fearless creativity. Joining her is one of Ghana's finest musical exports, Bisa Kdei, an award-winning singer, songwriter, producer, and one of the leading ambassadors of modern highlife music. Together, these two artists represent different generations and musical styles, but they share something in common, a passion for creating music that crosses borders and brings people together. Ria Boss and Bisa Kdei, welcome to FrancoVybz. FrancoVybz is brought to you by YFM and the French Embassy in Ghana. It's such a blessing to have these two great guests with me this morning. I'm very excited. But before we get straight into the conversation, I want to find out from you both, how has 2026 been so far?
Oh wow!
It's been good and bad.
Yeah, good.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that actually. Yeah.
But if you compared the wins and the losses,
I think I started the year off really great because I was in residency in Paris at Cité Internationale des Arts, so that was really cool. But I'm also working on a construction project, and I don't know if you've all had to deal with construction. Sometimes things go wrong. So the bad is on that side. Yes, dealing with artisans and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, but at least it's your own project.
So exactly.
That's the good side about it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But I've had bad times than the good ones. Anyway, this year, but I'm hoping it gets better.
It gets better.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have like a couple months to go.
Yeah.
So hopefully things get better. Since we're having a conversation this morning about music influence, Francophone music and all that, when the word Francophone Africa comes to mind, or you hear it, what comes to mind? I'll start with you, Ria.
Okay, so when I think of Francophone Africa, I actually think of myself because I'm part Francophone. My father's from Burkina Faso.
Beautiful.
And also when I was born, we moved to Gabon. So I think of like Libreville and Port-Gentil, where I lived before I moved to Ghana. And so a lot of that is, my childhood.
Basically. Bisa, what about you? You didn't grow up.
Yeah, I didn't. But the thing is, I just think about family beyond borders, because I've traveled to most of the African countries, and the love that I receive is amazing, and I think we have a deeper connection than we think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we're really connected. The language is not really a barrier.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Speaking about the language, though, for you, Bisa, and according to the facts, your song has done magic in a lot of the countries here in Africa. Especially, songs have done magic across Francophone Africa in particular. I personally, I think 3 years ago, watched a video about Ivory Coast. That's a part, the Assini area. And people were singing your songs word for word. I don't know if they understood it. I have a friend who I worked with. She's from like the deeps of Nigeria, and then in her hometown, like her local community, they sing Mansa word for word.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you see things like this? And then the follow-up question is it something you put in mind consciously when you're doing your music? How do you even do it?
I mean, the greatest thing to happen to an artist is when people know your songs, worldwide. And I think is one of the benefits that I've gotten. And, sometimes people interpret my songs through my music videos. And they love high life too. When you go to Côte d'Ivoire, they love high life. Yeah. So I think it's one of the factors. The authenticity is very important. Nice. It's one of the factors that made me who I am in Côte d'Ivoire and the Francophone countries.
Have you toured any of those places yet?
Yeah, I have.
You have?
I have. I've done a couple of shows in festivals in Côte d'Ivoire. I've done Benin, Cameroon, Gabon. I've done like a lot of the countries. I'm yet to do.
Do you have a favorite out of those countries?
It's definitely Côte d'Ivoire. Everybody knows it, because they worship me. And it's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. is universal.
Connects everyone.
Ria, you're not like Bisa. You grew up in a French community and you've been out here in Ghana for a while. For you in particular, being bilingual, if you're recording, do you think ahead to see whether your content lyrics is going to like balance amongst your two sides, or you just do it and expect the rest to work?
Actually, I think my Francophone family are probably angry with me because I sing mostly in English. And it's actually more recently, in recent years, that I've actually started adding French into my music. So I've got my song Puissance. I've also collaborated with Cameroon artist Tinia on my debut live album. And so nowadays I try and add a lot more French because I realize that also like France is like my third most like listened country. Like they listen to
get a
music
lot of your streams
exactly
there.
And so I realized that, okay, you know what, I think I also want to start putting more French in the music as well, just to connect.
Great.
Yeah.
If someone says break into the Francophone side, you have done it. I'm asking this question because Bisa has had his music go there. We'll get to that without necessarily putting French in there to go. I think he recently started doing that. But then it goes. You are Francophone, but you actually, put more English in your music and it still goes.
Yeah.
Do you necessarily have to put French in your music to break or get into the Francophone market?
I don't necessarily think so. I think that it also depends on the type of music you make. I think Bisa mentioned something about high life music.
Yeah.
They love high life music in Francophone countries, and I think he doesn't necessarily have to speak French to let the high life music and that feeling travel. So I don't necessarily think so at all.
Okay, Bisa, you support that too?
Yeah, I support it, but sometimes you just have to chip in with like a few words here and there,
like you did with the last one.
to make it more beautiful.
Exactly.
When I did So
yes,
I featured somebody that was French, and people loved it because of the fact that I featured their own. So I think collaborations matters too.
Exactly.
Do you speak French yourself, or the
I'm
ones
learning,
you put in your
I'm
song?
learning. After the love I have received, the love I received most throughout the years, I have started learning French. I even have a French song.
So that's the last one?
That was I have a French song that they love too, So it's good, but I don't think I would want to learn French to the fullest.
Okay.
But I'm trying my best.
Okay.
Just to fuse in like a few words into the music. Yeah.
Great.
L'argent, money, sika.
Bien.
Before we get to the deep sides of the influence, I want us to start on a very light note. I'm sure all of us remember a song or two. Before that, Ria, how long have you been out here in Ghana? When did you move?
When I moved back, to Ghana in 2017. So I'm back for almost 10 years,
Almost 10 years, okay. So you might not experience some parts of what Bisa will talk about, but then, do you remember the first Francophone song you got familiar with? We all didn't learn French growing up, but then we did love one song. I have one to share. Maybe you have one, and I'll just maybe let Ria also.
I have a couple. I actually listened to a couple of songs.
Okay.
Growing up.
Okay.
Yeah, but
the biggest,
I
out
think
of them?
Mayway was the biggest. And then
is it Miss Lolo?
Miss Lolo. It was a bit, and then these people.
Is it Magic Sound?
Magic System.
Magic System.
Yeah, I did a show with them.
Oh, you did a show with them?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
They do this Filmois festival in Côte d'Ivoire. So they invited me, and I did a show with them. It was beautiful.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah.
So it'd be Magic System and then Freddie Mayway for you. What about? It's not even right to ask you because you grew up.
Like, what do you mean? But also, I don't know if you all know Bibi Brew.
Yes.
She also sings in French, and I just remember she had like a song called Na Oyo. That was one of my favorite songs. It was about her grandmother. I love that song. I used to rinse. My mom had
like
I used to rinse.
You
that
soaked
song.
it so much.
And then Angelique Kidjo. We can't not mention the Queen. Yeah.
Beautiful. Wow. Mine would be. Obviously, Magic System. I also loved a bit of Freddie Mayway music. My stepdad was in Zimmer, so Freddie is in Zimmer. So I was basically always listening to most of his songs. But then to the very recent years, I'd go for Alhaji. Do you guys remember Alhaji?
What?
Hey,
Alaji.
Yeah.
It was the biggest song
Yeah.
in Ghana at some point, like so bad that I remember at one of the Ghana Music Awards, I think they invited him to perform. He came with the motorbike dancers, if you guys remember, it was
I remember
that wild. And so,
Yeah.
in a very nice way, like Francophone music is very big out here in Ghana. But then,
It is.
do you think we're gradually getting to make it a part of our music? Like our music system, like whenever we think music, do we really recognize Francophone music as part of what we have? Is it big here? So big that maybe we have artists wanting to collaborate with you all? I'm getting towards that angle.
It's not so big here, but we love, Ghanaians, we like to try new things. Yeah. So I think right now, to me, if you ask me, I think we need to do more by collaborating with most of the artists to, and broaden our horizon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ria.
There's a recent collaboration that I really like. It's between Beastrap, Himra, who's from Côte d'Ivoire, and O'Kenneth and Kweku DMC. So I'm already seeing like slowly, people are starting to like connect with their Francophone brothers and sisters. Yeah.
Nice. It's good you've mentioned collaboration because that was what we're going to talk about. In terms of collabo, who do you see yourselves collaborating with? I think Bisa has done some already in the past, but then which new guys are you looking at, collaborating with?
I'm actually cool with a lot of people.
Okay.
Josie.
Yes.
Josie is big. I'm cool with DDB. I was in talks with Himmer's people.
Oh, nice.
Back then, I was going to do something with Ayana.
Okay.
Ayana Kamura.
Wow.
Yalevis. But something happened, so it didn't happen. But right now, I'm in talks with Taiki. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And so you have a lot of works coming up. Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of work.
That's fun.
Ria, what are you up to?
Oh man, if I'm gonna collaborate, I'm very much about also like tapping into nostalgia. So if Magic System would have me, I feel like we could create something so fun. Himra is also, I'm a huge fan, and so that's definitely somebody I would want to. Aya Nakamura, but there's this really amazing French artist called Isolde. Fantastic singer. That's definitely somebody I would also like to collaborate with.
Your diction,
vocal tones, they like match.
Your tonation, your diction is like
I was
super
about to
pure.
say
It's super pure because obviously
the way you mentioned their names
thank you.
is actually different.
How do you feel when we butcher the words? We butcher the pronunciation. Be very honest.
I mean, it stings, kakra. No, but at the same time, it's also like there's a way you speak. If you're not used to it, you're not going to be able to say it in that way. Yeah.
So you really have to know it.
You really have to know it.
Perfect.
As long as you're trying.
Yeah.
Josie.
Himra. You need to talk about Himra and Isolde. Oh my goodness, you guys. Hurry up. I don't know if this is appropriate because of what we're on, but it's called Ganja Man. Ganja Man. Ganja Man. Yeah.
So I also want to talk about, one part of what we do. Do you think collaborations in, Africa here happen because artists genuinely want to connect or they want to, spread their wings or perhaps because they really have to do it? What do you think drives the need for people to collaborate? For instance, you're doing it. Why do you want to cross over to other countries?
Sometimes it's just the feeling. Okay. Sometimes you create a song and you feel this artist will sound better on it, and then you go for it. And sometimes to putting the business and the creativity together makes more sense because you enjoy what you're doing and you have to make money at the end of the day as well. So
What do you think, Ria?
Together makes sense.
No, I agree. I think that obviously, like he was saying, it's also a feeling. I remember when I tapped Tania to be on my song Damn, it was really because it was a girl power anthem and she was like a Cameroonian artist that lived in Ghana at the time. So I was like, you know what, let's do this together. But I definitely also see the business aspect where you're tapping into someone else's demographic and you're like, hey, let's come together so that we can have a larger reach.
Do you think Ghanaian artists are doing enough to tap into the Francophone music, scene? Do you think we're doing enough?
There's still more room, Charlie.
Yeah, there's definitely.
We're getting there.
Yeah, I think there's definitely
small.
I'm asking this question because we're primarily bordered by French-speaking countries, And so for somebody like me, it becomes a bit worrisome when our focus is almost always two countries after. You guys are artists and creatives. Is there no pressure for you guys or the sense for you guys to want to break into the French side?
I think about that. despite the fact that I've already broken into, there are other heights that I want to reach with my music, especially in the Francophone space. So I think I want more. So doing collaborations with a lot of the artists will help me a lot. So I think it's a space that a lot of Ghanaian musicians should look at. And trust me, I've said this a lot of times. With even me, I'm not doing much. So I think I think there's still more room.
No, I feel what he's saying. I feel that. I feel like we could definitely always do more. I also think that we forget though, because not only are we an English-speaking country, but we also have our own dialects, and so we also have artists that are also focused on creating the music for their local dialects. So we've got music in Ghana, in Tree, in Ewe, etc. And so I think sometimes they're already thinking within the language that they speak, and then it's like, okay, another layer of where else can I break? And so I feel like if they start thinking on a more global scale, then that's also very helpful. Then you're thinking, all right, let me start making music with French producers, not even necessarily like a French feature, but you can work with producers, even stylists and things of that nature, music video directors, really sort of like crossing those borders. Oh my goodness. Okay, so in just 10 seconds. All you need to do is listen to Ifya and you'll understand everything you need to know about Ghanaian music. Yes. Alors, si tu veux écouter la musique ghanéenne, il faut que tu écoutes la chanteuse Ifya.
I've been to shows in Paris, you know, I've seen things get done in Ivory Coast and the rest. I think recently during the AFCON. What do you think is that one thing our artists and creators here can learn from the Francophone side? The one thing?
Support. So I was in Ivory Coast for like a week, and I was observing everything that was happening, and I realized that the way they support their musicians and the way they portray their music, like they sell their music to the world, is beautiful. They are so in tune with their genre, you know, whereas when you come to Ghana, we're trying to tap other people's market by doing their genres. So I think if we learn from like the French how they market their music, is going to help us a lot.
Do you agree?
I agree with that. Also, apart from support, I would say there's a certain respect of the craft of music that sometimes we do have artists here that respect the craft, but I think that there's a certain level of like intentionality that I think we should also bring back here more.
We need to just put it in.
For sure.
Since we're still talking about, you know, Francophone countries and, you know, relating it to our side here, in learning there's always misconceptions. What's that one conception you're aware of, you know, one that Ghanaians have of the Francophone side that you'd wish to correct if you had the power? One misconception.
Well,
I like the well.
I think it's just language.
Okay.
You know, we think because they speak French and we speak English, we can't communicate with them. But trust me, when you travel to most of the Francophone countries, you realize that we are the same people. We do everything the same. And the love and, you know, the way they welcome you, hospitality is the same.
Beautiful.
Yeah, super great hospitality, for sure. If I do say so myself. I've been Waha. That's a hill I'm ready to die on. I've been Waha. I've been Waha. Am I doing the shoulders right, guys?
Ria, you have the Francophone background. You've seen the systems. I'm sure since you've been in your adult years, you've gone back. How, if you had to advise the Ghanaian creative or Ghanaian artists, what one thing do you think they should work on in making themselves more marketable to the Francophone side?
I don't know about making them more marketable, but I feel like definitely travel, definitely go to these places and engage with them. You know how like sometimes we're in our own little bubble. I think it's really great if you just go out there also and share your music with them, because they're listening, regardless of whether you're speaking English or French in your music. They're listening. Don't leave them out. Don't leave their radio stations out. Don't leave their promoters out. Like they're seeking you. So, you know, let them find you.
Now, beyond music, have you noticed Francophone influence on things like fashion, you know, food, I mean, basically the lifestyle of Ghanaians? There's some I can share, but I want to find out from you guys.
Yeah, but we are the same people.
Yeah, exactly the same.
You know, whenever I'm in Côte d'Ivoire, I see people wear kente. We almost eat the same food.
Yeah.
Okay.
we do the same things.
Okay.
You understand? Music-wise, it's almost the same. It's just, I mean, a bit of the decale, but you know, they love high life. They play high life all the time as well. So we are the same people, just different languages.
You agree?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. We are the same people. We are the same people.
Yeah.
Ghanaian cuisine.
I'll choose French cuisine.
Francophone communities differ. I mean, this is what I know, differ from country to country. I've seen and interacted with the ones from Ivory Coast.
Okay.
I've seen how life is in Togo. For you, who's like on the other side?
The Burkina.
The Burkina side. How different are things? I mean, and even beyond Burkina, like you mentioned Gabon.
Yeah, Gabon, which is more Central Africa.
Yes, how different are things there? You know.
Okay, so when I lived in Gabon until I was like 6 or 7. But what I do know about Gabon is like because we're such like an ocean people, we really respect the water. That's number one. Also, that was the first time I actually saw like live gorillas walking through the town. That was very cool. We don't have.
They're really there.
Yeah, they're really there.
Okay.
Burkina also has more of like some areas feel like more like desert vibe, if that makes sense, because of course they're closer to the Sahara. So there's those little differences, yeah.
Nice. What would cultural excellence or excellence look like when it comes to cultural exchange between the Francophone side and the Anglophone side? I mean, for Ghana and beyond, in your perspective?
When you say
What would
cultural
success
excellence,
look
what do you
like?
mean?
I mean, where would we have to be, or what would we have to see happening to know that we've been successful in exchanging our culture as, you know, Francophonies and, you know,
Just collaborations.
more of them?
More collaboration.
Yeah. More collaborations. And I think, like I said earlier, I think we should also like go to their
there.
place. Like we should visit more.
Because
yeah.
honestly, I mean, before music, or had it not been music, would you have just casually visited a Francophone country in Africa?
You really don't think you would have?
No.
Okay, I'm already biased because I was already visiting those places.
And let me switch it on her on the other side. If you were in Gabon and you didn't have to come to Ghana, would you have casually just, you know, sat up one day to say, I'm going to Ghana, I'm going to visit Nigeria or any
Honestly,
other
I feel
Anglophone
like
country?
yes.
Like
I
you
feel
would
like
have.
I would have, yeah.
Okay.
Because if I'm just thinking about the rich history of all these different places, I think I would have naturally wanted to visit them. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Okay.
And I mean, Ghana, you people have had me how many years now?
So many years.
Wow. Benin, I would go to Benin and headline. I love Benin, so call me. The rich history alone. Also, I think it's also because I want to go to the Zangbeto Mask Festival, so I'd want to like put the two together and go for that and be able to perform a show.
Côte d'Ivoire, because they love me to bits.
All right, so what's coming up for you guys? I'll start with you, Bisa. Do you have any projects in the pipeline?
Yeah, so I'm working on my album. I'm working on an EP as well. Yeah, which is going to come out great.
Very great.
I hope it does though, but I believe in myself very well.
Your fans believe in you too.
We believe in you.
Yeah, you know, and it's been a long time since I put out a project like that. So I hope people love it. Yeah.
Perfect. Ria, you've been very busy.
I've been very
Creation
busy.
Africa,
I know. I
all
mean,
that stuff.
aside from the releasing of music, obviously, like I have my monthly Ria Boss open mic event that happens. So the next one is going to be in August. But also, I'm actually putting out 4 EPs before the end of the year, and then my album comes out next year. Yeah, man.
4 EPs.
It's
before
a
the end of the
busy
year, the
last
album comes.
quarter for me, but I'm excited. It's going to be good.
But I forgot one thing.
Please.
December, I'm having a concert.
Let's go.
Yeah. 20th of December. East Legon under Bridge Annex.
Woo.
It's going to be the first one you're doing?
Okay, it's the first of its kind.
Of its kind. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you heard it
it's
here first. Bisa has a concert. Do you
Yeah.
have a name for it out yet, or we're going to keep the details?
The convention.
The convention. Wow.
Amazing.
Right. December, and you have the date out already.
Yeah,
December
I have
what?
it's
December the
actually
20th.
the first time.
Okay.
I'm saying it on here first.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We
Exclusive.
appreciate. So yeah, December is busy for Bisa. Ria has 4 projects to bring
4
out,
EPs
to
for the
bring out
album,
before December, and then the next year she has a whole album coming out.
Well, since Ghanaians know me better, I think I would go for Francophone. Because they are new audience.
Performing for French fans is lit.
so, yes.
Ria, are you collaborating with any French artists? I think when we talked about Bisa's, we skipped yours because I thought there are people. But then do you have any works coming out you want us to know about with any French artists?
Actually, so I think I mentioned in the beginning that I was working at a residency on, that's where I actually worked on my album, and I did it in Paris. So I've got like some French composers that are also going to be featured on my album. I'm also waiting to hear back from a particular producer, but fingers crossed because I'm his fan.
We're praying.
I'm praying. I can't say the name yet, but I'm praying. But yes, a super duper French producer as well. Yeah.
Great. Thank you guys so much. I really enjoyed this conversation, every bit of it. There's more to come if you're listening. I mean, we're done, but they're not done. Just be on the lookout for what's coming up next. We're proud of you guys. Keep doing you and keep exchanging our culture, man. You guys are doing great, bridging the gap between the Francophone side and the Anglophone side. We're looking forward to, bigger things done in the coming years. We'll definitely be here to also amplify what you guys do.
Thank you.
Perfect. What an insightful conversation it's been. Today, we've learned that language doesn't always have to be a barrier. It can be a bridge that connects people, cultures, creativity, and opportunities across Africa and beyond. As we've heard from our guests, the Francophone world presents enormous possibilities for Ghanaian musicians and creatives. Whether it's through learning a new language, collaborating across borders, or simply understanding new audiences, the future of African music is one that thrives on connection rather than division. To Ria Boss and Bisa Kdei, thank you for sharing your experiences, your perspectives, and your vision for a more connected African music industry. And to everyone watching, thank you for spending your time with us. We hope today's conversation has inspired you to look beyond borders and appreciate the power of music as a universal language. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and share FrancoVybz. And join us again as we continue exploring the stories, sounds, and collaborations that are strengthening the bond between Ghana and the wider Francophone world. I'm Erskine. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir. À bientôt. FrancoVybz is brought to you by YFM and the French Embassy in Ghana.